At the beginning of the summer, I actually got rid of my iPhone and I got a flip phone instead. I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience and what I learned making the switch and to talk about some of the challenges that I face as well. First off, why did I do this? Honestly, I was just really burnt out spending too much time on my phone. I noticed that I was really anxious when I didn't have it with me. If my phone died, it made me really anxious and uncomfortable. As a Gen Z, I was raised on electronics and I've had a phone for a really long time. So I was really interested in learning how to live in the real world without a smartphone. So let's talk about what it was actually like and some of the challenges that I faced. The things I was most worried about was my navigation and my music. And I had actually thought about getting rid of my iPhone for a long time before actually making the choice to do it. These were the two things that just had me really afraid to make the leap. I'm terrible with directions, and I'm just really bad with cars in general, so I was extremely nervous to sort of let go of that safety net of always being able to find my way really easily and automatically with my iPhone. Luckily, my flip phone does have a navigation app built in, but it's really rudimentary and they really just give you step-by-step instructions of how to get to the place you want to go, and it doesn't really follow you around like the GPS on your iPhone would. But it is helpful if you're walking around and trying to get somewhere by foot, but it doesn't really work if you're in your car because you would just be staring at your phone. So what I sort of resulted to was looking up the route on Google Maps on my laptop before I had to go somewhere new, and I would write down the street names and just sort of remember based on that. It was just a lot better to review in advance. That way I sort of knew where I was going before. So it takes a little bit of planning beforehand, but I have been able to find my way around my area a lot easier now just because I don't depend on anything to tell me where to go. So I just have to remember, which has been really cool and a brand new experience for me. I've been a lot more confident in my driving and in my general navigation skills. But I will say at first it was pretty challenging. And it's definitely something that will continue to be a little bit inconvenient. Communication has been a little more difficult. I have a T9 keyboard on my flip phone, so it can be kind of difficult to send long texts, and I've really preferred talking on the phone. Some group chats haven't really worked that well for me as well. I'm also unable to mute any conversation on my phone, which has been a little bit annoying because sometimes I want my ringer to be on, but I want to mute certain group chats. I'm more prone to calling my mom and just having a conversation, whereas before I might just send a text, which has been really great with connecting. And I'm also way more interested in talking to the people around me and just in general meeting up with people in person more. So I'm just more eager to be social, which has been really interesting. So other things that I noticed that have been kind of inconvenient is I can't order any food on on online food apps or anything like that. Online banking is not on my phone. I can't Venmo anyone. I've had multiple instances where I needed to Venmo somebody in the moment and I just couldn't, and I'd have to wait until I got home to get on my laptop and Venmo on my laptop. Same with banking stuff. That's just been something I've had to get used to, and it hasn't made a huge impact on my life. The only thing that I think I'll need to do more is just carry cash with me more, which I haven't done at all in my life, so maybe just something I need to make a priority. Also, a genuine boredom of not having the internet in your pocket all the time, being able to look at all your social media apps and just have constant notifications to look at and something to interact with when you're bored has been challenging as well. It was extremely challenging in the beginning because I was just so used to having it. Not being able to listen to music was also really difficult for me. I've had to start listening to the radio, and then I've had two CDs, the same CDs, that I listened to the entire summer. One was a Billy Joel greatest hits CD, and the other one is a Paul Simon CD that's also sort of greatest hits. And so I've been listening to those on repeat for 3 months, and I am ready for a new CD, but I will say it has made me appreciate the music that I do have a lot more because I just don't have an unlimited amount of songs. It's not like I have access to every song ever just in my pocket anymore. I noticed that I'm a lot more present with my family and my friends. I don't even think about my phone anymore. I leave it in the car or in my bag most times. Even when I'm at work, I'm not thinking about it at all. Whereas before, it was like constantly on my mind and just like a constant distraction. Being able to like silence all the noise and just having a very minimal phone has made my headspace and my life much more simple. And I'm able to just really focus on what's in front of me, which I really enjoy. Something else that I didn't really expect is being in public by yourself without a phone can be really kind of awkward at times. I went to a coffee shop once. I remember the first time I didn't have my phone, and I didn't really bring anything to do, like a book or anything. I just got my coffee and sat down, and I realized I didn't have anything to look at while I was sitting there. Normally, I just like relax and look at my phone, but I wasn't able to do that. So I just enjoyed my coffee and just sort of looked around, and I felt kind of out of place and strange. Like people might be judging me for not having anything to do, but I really found peace in just being wherever I am and just enjoying the environment without having to be doing something. And over time, it's become a really pleasant experience. That was once really uncomfortable. I also realized that I have a lot more time than I ever thought I did. I've been able to really dig back into making art, which is something that I used to love that I've really fallen off from doing. But I've made like 10 paintings, which is quite a bit for me. And I plan on making more, and that's been an incredible journey. Among some other aspirations and projects I'm working on, I started journaling again, which has been incredible. I'm playing my musical instruments more, and just like, there's just so much creativity that I'm able to focus on now without those distractions. And I'm making YouTube videos, so this is my first one. I'm hoping to make more. It's definitely a direct result of getting rid of my iPhone. I just feel this need to create. And I definitely do not regret my decision to make this switch. And I don't plan on going back to my iPhone anytime soon because it has benefited me a lot in the long run, even with the inconvenience of it. I would just encourage anybody watching that's interested in digital minimalism or cutting down on their screen time to take it one step at a time and maybe go on a walk without your phone or just leave it at home while you're at work one day and see how you feel and see how it affects your life. And if you're like me and want to completely make the step to just get rid of your iPhone and get a flip phone, I say go for it, and maybe you'll learn more about yourself and rediscover some hobbies or find peace in your life. If you enjoyed hearing about my experiment with getting rid of my iPhone and getting a flip phone, please hit like on this video and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye.